Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. So today we are finally getting into a new show. Previously, I've been kind of only watching Gurren Lagann, which I have a playlist for. I will put it up there somewhere for you to check out. But, this is still a new channel, so I'm kind of moving slower, but I wanted to put something different other than the one show I've been watching, just to give a little variation of things for you guys to watch. So, as you might have guessed from the title, this is a reaction to the 90s animated Spider-Man show. I did watch this show growing up as a kid in the 90s, so this is not 100% first time reaction, but I haven't watched it since I was a kid. So, can you remember things from, 20 plus years ago? I can't, at least not very well. And I also haven't even watched the show in its entirety. So, this will be a semi first time reaction. I think that's a good way to put it. Either way, it's going to be like I'm watching it for the first time. I'm going to have that nostalgia for watching it as a kid, but I'm also going to be seeing it through some fresh adult eyes. So, we'll see if it is fun as I remember it being. So, a little bit about me and Spider-Man. Spider-Man has always been one of my favorite superheroes growing up. Everything from his costume to his powers, the fact that he's just a kid who gets powers and still has the same problems that everyone else does: money, bullies, stuff like that. So, very relatable character for a lot of people. I haven't delved too much into the comics, but I have read a little bit. Most of my Spider-Man knowledge comes from, well, this show, from what I do remember of it. I remember the characters and things, but I don't remember like the story beats very well. So the cartoon, and then the movies, of course, all of the movies. I've seen all of the Spider-Man movies. And I think I remember this old, really old, cheesy live action Spider-Man movie or show. I can't remember. Maybe I'll revisit that at some point. But anyway, yeah, definitely one of my favorite superheroes. I do plan on reading up on some Spider-Man comics. I've only read a little bit here and there, but I'm by no means as well versed in the character as I would like to be, as far as how much content I've consumed from him. I've actually been collecting some current Spider-Man comics that I haven't got around to reading yet. So while I have read a little bit of Spider-Man comics, just like a few like mini series arcs here and there, I do have some Spider-Man comics that I've been grabbing from my comic shop, but I've been holding off on reading them because I'm debating if I want to do like comic book reviews on this channel. So if that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments, and I'll think about doing that. Anyway, what do you guys think of the suit? I got it for Halloween, and I like it. It's kind of snug, but it's a Spider-Man suit. It's gonna be snug. Here, let me give you a little better view here. Don't worry, only views that are flattering for me. So it's not bad for a cheap like $20 Amazon suit. I'm actually not this buff. This is just the shading on the costume, but it's pretty good, pretty good. And, for all of our benefits, I am not going to stand up any further. Yeah, it does make me look buff, doesn't it? All right, enough of show and tell. Let's get myself situated here. I do have a mask for it too, but my beard makes it look a little silly. All right, well, with all of that out of the way, I'm going to get this started. This is actually very breathable. I was afraid it was going to be a little too warm if I was going to be wearing it the whole reaction, but no, it's actually quite breathable. Very nice. I might start wearing it out. I've always wanted to go to a Comic-Con, so if I do, I already got my outfit. All right, so here we go. Spider-Man, the animated series. Was it called Spider-Man, the animated series, or just Spider-Man? Anyway, starting right from the beginning. I'm watching it on Disney Plus here. Season 1, Episode 1, or at least that's the numbering system that Disney Plus is using. And we are going to get this started and clip. Ah, yes, the music. This is definitely one thing I do remember, the music. Oh yeah, this is definitely 90s. Spider-Man. This and the theme for X-Men, the 90s X-Men show, which I did watch as well, are just bangers. And they're so iconic. Like, even though I haven't watched this in years, is still fresh for some reason. It's the Hobgoblin, Scorpion, Punisher. You know, it's funny. As I mentioned, I have been starting to read comics, but I haven't gotten too far into it. But I actually know quite a bit about a lot of characters through other forms of media. Maybe more on that later. Night of the Lizard. Oh, we're getting Lizard in the first episode? Okay. Dr. Curt Connors. Oh, right off the bat, he's already the Lizard. Are we gonna get the backstory into his transformation? I vaguely remember seeing some of that. That would be terrifying.
Those eyes, they're after me.
I kind of wish that the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, that they made the Lizard a little more accurate to having more of a snout, but you know, it's still a really good movie. Just a design choice wasn't too big of a fan of. Classic Spider-Man snark. This is also reminiscent of, or I should say the movie is reminiscent of this, Amazing Spider-Man 2 when he's trying to stop Alexis Sixevich, the Rhino guy. It also could just be a classic Spider-Man thing to do when he's fighting crime on the streets.
No, mister, it was real. It was real, I swear. Yeah, all right, fine. Just don't let the cops blame this one on me, okay?
If the subtitles bother you, let me know. I usually keep them on, just, I don't know, it's a habit. Watching anime.
You've always gotten good shots of Spider-Man, right? Let's see what you can do.
Oh my goodness, that shirt. Very 90s. Good old J. Jonah Jameson.
There have been reports of a giant lizard down in the subway.
If this weren't serious, Parker, I wouldn't have gotten the assignment.
I don't know about that, Brock.
Ah, Eddie Brock. Future Venom.
Boss, I got those names of the scientists who work with reptiles. Name's Connors.
Dr. Curt Connors?
Yep.
He's one of my teachers, Mr. Robertson.
So I'm actually curious, how accurate is this show to the comics itself as far as story arcs and stuff?
The first one to get a photo of the lizard for my nightly news gets a $1,000 bonus.
He's like, bet. Classic broke Spidey or Peter Parker. I mean, I'd be stoked if I had $1,000 more than I have, but in the 90s when you had $1,000, that's a little more impactful, I feel, because things weren't as expensive.
Look at these bills.
And here I am thinking of things to buy for myself. She's been like a mother to me for years.
It's time I paid her back. Spider-Man will.
I don't remember him having a spider flashlight. It's handy. You say myth taken.
Oh no. The little sister I never had.
Deborah Whitman. Do I know that character?
In fact, I've always thought of you as having no
Oh,
class
Spider-Man
at all.
games. That's another source of Spider-Man knowledge I have. Squamata. I kind of miss this 90s style animation. What about you guys?
Something's wrong.
My spider sense is tingling.
Who's there? Who is it?
No, stay away.
Dr. Connors?
Yeah, that's actually kind of terrifying, even in cartoon form.
Are you all right?
Got the wind knocked out of me.
One story arc I think I remember better than most in the he jumps up as Spider-Man in his Peter Parker clothes. Smart thinking, buddy, you're being watched. Sorry, I'm distracted. Nah, she likey.
And why would it
Oh
kill
yeah,
Dr.
the one arc I do vaguely remember more than others is the Venom one. 'Cause I remember as a kid that both terrified me and I thought it was like the coolest thing ever.
Indeed.
Because Venom to me was this like invincible character that Spider-Man had such a hard time dealing with. Have you guys ever seen the animated Spider-Man show and cartoon Spider-Man Unlimited? I actually have seen that and I think it's underrated. I really liked it a lot. If you guys have seen it, what do you think?
All because of a couple of micrograms of reptile DNA and the neogenic recombinator.
Some big science words.
But we can replace limbs lost in accidents.
Sorry, I'm trying to make it to where you guys can see my beautiful spider chest. Little lizard going home. Dang, that's probably your kid's bike. It was.
Stay away! Leave us alone!
I'm looking for the professor.
How long has Spider-Man been Spider-Man at this point, I wonder? I feel like this era of cartoons didn't really delve too much into that kind of, those kind of details. It's such a cool design. It's very iconic, right?
Great. There goes my $1,000 photo. When am I going to get the hang of being a superhero and a photographer at the same time?
Probably never.
Good reflexes for a future handbag.
Sorry, crocodile purse. Another thing I like about Spider-Man is when he's in his suit, when he is Spider-Man, his personality changes. To me, I feel like he's more of his true self when he's Spider-Man, because you know his identity is masked, so he feels more comfortable kind of being himself and goofy and whatnot. Why did he say it so menacingly? Not his treehouse. I'd be so pissed if I had a really awesome treehouse and some random dude in a costume destroyed it.
Kurt called it the Neogenic Recombinator.
Neogenic Recombinator.
As an experiment to make his arm grow again.
Well, it worked.
But it turned him into that creature.
Well, Eddie is getting the scoop, and Peter is once again
I know how that goes.
doing what he does, but not getting the photo.
We'll keep this quiet.
Hang loose, Brock. That webbing will melt in a couple of hours.
Would that be considered harassment?
Won't let you ruin
Because he technically didn't do anything wrong, unless he was on the private property. I couldn't tell if he was on their property or on the outside of it. But technically, he didn't do anything wrong. Spider-Man, you're so selfish.
Listen, I'm gonna carry you to a neighbor's house where you'll be safe. Then I'll go get your mom and your dad too.
Let me go! Let me go!
Ugh, what a slimy mess. Why do I end up in the sewers?
I believe there are stories where you are out in space. I mean, you are in the MCU.
You don't find the Fantastic Four in a sewer, or the Avengers.
I don't know that.
The Avengers in a sewer.
Okay, so that's another thing about these animated Marvel cartoons is everything's already established. You have all these heroes that already exist in this universe.
But you can't even hurt him because trapped inside.
And it seems like that's what they're kind of getting back to, you know, with the Superman movie. It's starting where there's already heroes that exist in the world. It's actually kind of refreshing, to be honest, because I think we've kind of got a little too many origin stories. People are getting a little burned out. Ooh, I kind of like that. The eyes glowing, but the suit kind of shadowed out. Boing, boing.
My webbing's losing its consistency. I better change cartridges.
Are you guys more of a fan of mechanical shooters or organic shooters like Tobey Maguire had?
If it wasn't for me,
I think it's the idea of organic web shooters is cool, that it's, you know, part of his abilities. But I personally like the mechanical ones better because it shows off his intellect, his ability to invent things like that. 'Cause so even without his abilities, he's a very intelligent person.
come back for me, right?
I don't know, with my mind, I get distracted in the battle and then totally forget about it. But maybe superheroes have a better memory than your average person.
You're still my husband. I want to be with you, but
Stretching my abs.
I need your hands to operate it for me.
How does that work? It looks seamless, but he just lifted it up. Cartoon logic.
what are you going to do with that?
Don't be afraid, Margaret. It'll transform you. Once I connect the neogenic recombinator to these electrical conduits, I can reach every home in the city.
Okay, interesting. The Amazing Spider-Man did it a little different. They had the aerosol dispersion.
After you transform everyone, we'll all be like you.
I'm the first of a new race.
You're so much better. Why do you need my hands to help you?
I can make people well again, and I won't stop for anything.
Not even for Billy. You want him to be like you too?
I have a son.
I'm doing this for Billy as much as for you.
Smack. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. I love the way Spider-Man moves too. Very acrobatic.
His mind's all reptile now.
I wonder how Lizard's strength compares to Spider-Man. I know Spider-Man is quite strong.
Mrs. Connors, run!
No, Margaret. I'm sorry.
Too little, too late, sir. He's just on points with those quips.
Strange. So strange.
Doctor Strange?
This creature was a scientist. My teacher. My friend.
This seems very familiar to me. Something about him fighting Lizard underwater. Familiar. The genetic discombobulator. What was it called again?
He'll be okay.
Will he though? How does he know that he's gonna be okay? The physical transformation alone has to take a toll on his body, right?
Not too shabby. And what's Eddie Brock going to end up with?
A symbiote.
Ever going to believe. The lizard is Kurt Connors.
Dr. Connors is a respected scientist, Brock. And Peter Parker already brought me photos of the lizard earlier.
Aha.
So you're the lizard himself.
You better be right about this.
Yep, he's gonna be in his human form.
I'll eat today's issue of the Bugle.
What
Yep.
brings you here this morning?
You want it cooked or raw?
Huh, what would be easier to consume?
Where did you get this? Oh dear.
What's wrong?
Exactly how did you happen to get this picture? No hemming and hawing.
Aunt May,
You followed
Hemming and hawing, I never heard of that. Yeah, sure, totally. That's what I did. Definitely, 100%.
cold and damp down there. Hot soup.
Classic
and a
aunt.
good long rest
Aunt.
time.
Do you guys say aunt or aunt? Let me know.
Taking pictures in a sewer.
you'd never understand. Spider-Man's already caught me in his web. And for better or worse, he and I are stuck
Wee.
together forever.
That'd be so fun to swing around. Although I'd be terrified if I ran out of web fluid. All right, cool. Yeah, definitely had that nostalgic feeling for sure. Hold on, let me stop. Oh, what just happened? What just happened? Did it? Oh, start of the next episode. Okay. Okay. All right, there you have it. First episode down of Spider-Man. I'm just gonna call it Spider-Man. I'm just gonna call it Spider-Man the animated series because it's Spider-Man and it's animated and it's a series. Yeah, I definitely see why I enjoyed this so much as a kid because it's still enjoyable now. That was a fun episode. We got classic Spidey swinging around with quipping around, thwipping around, bars. Yeah, I'm excited to get back into the show and finally watch it in its entirety. So I think after each episode, I'll discuss whether or not I feel like I remember this episode or not. For this one, there's certain elements that are familiar, like the whole fight underwater with Spider-Man and Lizard. That triggers some memories, but just the events and how they unfolded themselves, it's kind of not really though. It definitely felt like I was watching it for the first time, with a little elements of familiarity. Eddie Brock, I didn't realize he was in this so soon, first episode. I wonder how long it's going to take until we get to the symbiote arc, because like I said, that's the one I vaguely remember the most. That sound right? Vaguely remember the most. It's the one that sticks out in my mind the most as far as arcs or storylines in this show. I'm excited for when that happens because I remember something about it. It was just like, it was dark and gritty and exciting and scary, at least for a 10-year-old kid. So yeah, I wonder how long is that going to be in this season? How many episodes? Ooh, I don't want to look down the episode list because it's going to tell me the titles, and kind of want to be surprised. So yeah, if you liked what you saw here, consider subscribing, leave a like, leave a comment. Really helps out my channel. Let's try and get this to let's try to get to 20 subscribers. How about that? We'll start small. We're gonna baby step our way up. And I was thinking of incentives to, you know, get the subscriber count up. And I'm thinking maybe after each milestone that I set, I'll reveal like a hidden talent or something like that. So yeah, I know that sounds silly. Ooh, can't wait to 20 subscribers. But you know, like I said, this is a new channel. I'm completely new to YouTube. I'm learning all this as I go. Nobody's helping me other than videos I'm watching on YouTube. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying it so far. Feel free to leave me any suggestions or ideas for videos you might want to see me do. Any criticisms, things I could do differently. I am trying to learn from each video. I'm still learning the editing thing. I've been here and there kind of doing things slightly different to change things up, but it's still pretty basic right now. I maybe sometime down the road I'll be able to hire a actual editor that knows a little bit more what they're doing. Or maybe I'll just continue to learn and develop editing skills myself that I am comfortable with. Anyway, that's it for this video. We'll see you next time for episode 2 of Spider-Man the Animated Series. You guys have a good day.